Yes. Just like to pick up a bit where we've left off in the other video really, and we were talking about families going to work and children being placed in care, and also grandparents being kept out of the family. So I'd just like to take up a bit more on that one and see what other ways we can look at it, because it's gone so far down the road since when did it start? When did women start working?
Suffragettes, 1880s.
1880s, yeah. We've gone a long way down the road, and there's, you know, if you look at everything, you'll see that even now there isn't any clear way ahead, because women are expected to work, they're expected to bring up their children, and sometimes they're expected to look after an aging parent or something, and it's just not happening anymore, because if women have to work, they're not able to look after their children. Somebody else is doing it, and somebody else might not be bringing that child up in the way that the parents want them to. So all in all, we're having a society that's a bit of a mixed bunch really, because on one hand people want more material things, they want better holidays, they want better cars, better clothes, and sometimes the children are being placed in front of TVs and video games, which is supporting the child's upbringing, and the hours are being sort of played away while food's being prepared and things, so no one really is watching maybe what children are doing, and the violent games, the boys especially, play on the videos, and so we're breeding a generation of machine brought up children, you know, with minds that are trigger happy sometimes, and they don't see anything wrong with these mass shootings and things, because the video games is all about violent acts towards each other, yeah? So, in a way, the family life as God had planned it, is now far away from its foundations, and it's a far cry from the days when parents took their children to church. Yes, and which there was Sunday school afterwards, and I know there's still Sunday school in some churches, and some Christian parents put their children in there, and that's very good. But on the whole, it's changed, and it's drifted far away from the plan God had for us. And so we're growing up with a generation, you could say, of very lost children. And, you know, even the poor people, they sometimes have to go out to work and do 2 or 3 jobs, and the children are being left with maybe a parent that's into alcohol or other things, and so all the time it's children that are suffering in a world that we're living in today, where materialism is winning over, and these days are quite far advanced into the end times, we believe, and they're perilous days, in which the love of many are growing cold, and people are growing cold towards each other, and there is no love and care in the family that we once knew. And perhaps it is to a small measure in Christian homes and things, but even there's a big struggle going on, because like the parents there are working, both of them usually, and so in a way it's affected everybody all over society, from the richest to the poorest. I won't name any names, but a well-known politician left his baby in a pub recently, and you know, that wouldn't have happened maybe 40
English politician.
Yeah, English politician. That might not have happened 50 years ago, but that just gives you an idea of the busyness of people, that they haven't, you know, remembered to bring their child home. And then of a couple who took their baby to work, and neither of them remembered they hadn't dropped the baby off in the nursery, and at 4 o'clock the baby died in the back of the car, being left there all day. Now that wouldn't have happened if parents weren't so hard stretched. and hard pushed. And I think in these days children are really suffering because they're in a materialistic world where the love of many are growing cold, and there's a great fall away from the church. And even within the church system, there's many different denominations going on, many different doctrines and all kinds. So, Christians don't always stick together. Where there is unity, God says, there I command the blessing.
Amen.
So there's a lot of division.